Hey, Chris Bosh, it's your turn.
Or something, or with only 6 weeks to go in the season, or is it just the same grind we've been hearing now, you know, for 4, 6, 8 weeks?
I mean, I don't know. It's a very long season, and you know, sometimes things are going to happen, and you know, obviously there is a trend with us where we do the same things over and over. We've blown a lot of 20-point leads. We've blown a lot of games where we're in full control, and we have to do something. I don't know if it's changing our approach, I don't know what it is. You know, we just have to do it. Just stop talking about it. I think sometimes you can get caught up in talking too much and instead of just focusing on what you have to do. And, you know, maybe this is just a part of what we have to go through. I mean, I don't know. We'll know when it's all said and done. But, you know, it just is what it is, man. You know, we can't blow. We have to stop doing that.
Chris, when you guys get up big, and like you said, I mean, it's been probably a half dozen games where something like this goes on. Do you notice the score, and does it get in your head? You know,
yeah,
does the memories come back of those other games when you get up big?
I notice the score. I notice when it starts going 17, 14, 11, 9. Yeah, I notice it.
Is there that, I'm sorry. When you're up big, is there that inevitable sense of, can this happen again?
Yeah, I mean, you have to think like that, so it'll keep you humble, so your urgency will stay there. You know, I really don't know where our breakdowns were in the third quarter, but they kept getting open shot after we controlled pretty much what they were doing. In the first half, they didn't get many open looks, and the ones they did made from three. I remember Ryan Anderson was hit a fall away three, and you know they had to hit some tough shots. And after that, we just collapsed, and we weren't the aggressor. We have to start being the aggressor coming out. I think we just play and let the game come to us after being up so long. We just have to keep being the aggressor and just really stay at it instead of trying to change our mentality going into the next half.
Body language there is just, I mean,
uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
And it's very hard for the Miami Heat and the big three to be, you know, sympathetic figures. You almost feel bad for them. I guess the bright side for Miami is, hey, they're not joking around. They're not blowing this off. They're not laughing it off. Looks like they really took this loss to heart, and we'll find out tomorrow night how much heart they have.
I mean, they're 43-18.
Yes.
It felt like they were 18-43 coming off that game, and Chris Bosh really down. And let's not forget, next up, a trip to San Antonio against the Spurs Friday night on ESPN.
We've got some scary news out of Miami where Heat star Chris Bosh was left locked in a hot car for hours while teammates LeBron James and Dwayne Wade partied at a Miami area nightclub. James and Wade reportedly drove with Bosh to this club and told him to wait in the car, telling him they'd be right out.
Bosh's companions got tired of taking responsibility for their secondary scoring option, and they just forgot him.
We're joined now by David Marlette, who's on the scene in Miami. David, how's Bosh doing now?
Mark, he'll be okay, but it was a close call. A waitress found him in the parking lot with the windows rolled up, looking groggy and confused. It was a particularly hot day. Police had to break open the window to get to him.
I understand Bosh begged police to leave him and go check on his friends, whom he assumed had been hurt or kidnapped inside the club. Is that right?
That's right. He couldn't understand why his teammates would abandon him, and as he was being carried away on the stretcher, he burst into tears.
Wow. Meanwhile, these guys are inside living it up, not even thinking about Bosh, sweating in that hot car.
Exactly. You know, when police told them their friend Chris Bosh was being taken to the hospital, they apparently laughed and stayed at the club for another hour. Someone asked them why they weren't worried about their friend, and Wade said, "We'll just trade for David Lee."
That's sad. And now he's going to end up in foster care with a bunch of other unwanted players, probably with the Wizards. Scary.
Yeah, Bosh is a sweet kid, you know, and some of those Wizards are rough and tumble. You just got to hope that somebody else scoops him up so he doesn't fall under a bad influence.
All right, David Marlette from Miami, thanks very much. You know, no wonder the Heat have been underachieving. Never take your eye off your ward. That is the first rule of Babysitters Club. Hey, LeBron and Dwayne said Eddie House was watching them. Yeah, but who was watching Eddie House? Well done. Okay.